Are you one of the 60 million people who feels like you just can't breathe this time of year? The sniffling, the sneezing. Well, studies show 1 in every 5 people has allergies. What you know and don't know about your allergies could make all the difference in how you feel. Coughing.
It's kind of hard when I have bad allergies. Yeah, I have to take cough drops or medicine or something like that.
Sneezing.
I think the pollen in the air is the worst. It kind of just, I don't know, comes up with the wind and I sneeze.
Or a runny nose. It's the time of year most people get their worst allergy attacks. But how do you stop them? How about with honey? A recent study showed it reduced symptoms in birch pollen sufferers by 60%. The key? Be sure to buy honey homegrown in your own area. What about with hypoallergenic dogs? No, according to a study from the Henry Ford Hospital, which found they do not have lower household allergen levels than other dog breeds because the allergens are in the dog's skin and saliva. Well, guess what else may contribute to your allergies? Stress. One recent university study found a link between the two. In a study of 179 people with allergies, researchers found those with persistent stress had more flare-ups than those who reported being calm. Well, allergies go much deeper, though, than just sniffling and sneezing. There are also food allergies. Jimmy has more on that.
He is considered one of the all-time best running backs in football history. Jerome Bettis is a husband, father, and retired pro player, and we are so happy to welcome Jerome. You may know him as the Bus to Delmarva Life this afternoon, along with Laurel Francoeur with the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So, Jerome, you're going to talk to us about something that you are dealing with called anaphylaxis. What is that?
That's allergic reactions, and I have a severe allergic reaction to shellfish. So I am very diligent about everything that goes into my mouth. I'm making sure that if I go to a restaurant, I'm talking to the waiters, the wait staff, I'm talking to the chef. I want to let them know that I have a shellfish allergy, and I need to make sure that my food is prepared with the absence of any type of shellfish. Unfortunately, though, that doesn't always happen. And so
Right.
in the event that doesn't happen, I want to make sure I have my device, my epinephrine auto injector with me at all times. And this is a trainer of that device, and it's called IVQ. And I want to make sure I have my devices with me, because if I need them, I use them, because it's a life-threatening situation and I need to see emergency medical attention after that.
Jerome, I almost hesitate to ask this question, but I'm going to. How did you find out you had it?
I had a allergic reaction. I was 14. I was at my aunt and uncle's home, and I was eating shrimp fried rice. I'll never forget it. I had about 3 or 4 spoonfuls, and then I started to feel my throat tighten up. At that point, because I'm asthmatic as well, I knew what that feeling felt like,
Right.
but it was still a little different. So they rushed me to the hospital. And I got a shot of epinephrine immediately. And really, the doctor explained to me that, hey, you have a severe shellfish allergy, and it could be potentially life-threatening if it's not managed accordingly. And so at that point, my life changed.
So, as a restaurant owner, how do you handle it there?
Well, the key is knowledge, and so if I can explain to the chef that I do have a shellfish allergy, then it's just about preparing the foods and making sure that there's no cross-contamination. It's not prepared in the same pans or
Right.
same pots as shellfish, or making sure that it's not in the same grease, not fried in the same grease that shellfish is put into. So those are the type of things that you have to manage and be aware of. But unfortunately, you can't be aware of all things, and that's why you need to make sure you have your IVQ devices with you at all times.
How are the kids? Kids okay? Same thing?
The kids are great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Laura, let me ask you this.
But they don't have any problems.
Everything's good. Great. Glad to hear that.
Yes.
Glad to hear that. Laura, I want to ask you something that you say is very important for us to know is our AQ. What is AQ?
So AQ is a quiz that has been designed by Sanofi and the Allergy and Asthma Foundation of America, and it's to teach people about anaphylaxis. So it has questions which will teach you about the signs and symptoms of anaphylaxis, how to treat it, and it's very important for people to take this quiz, whether they have allergies or maybe they just may be caring for someone who have allergies, so that they know what to do in case of a reaction and they're prepared.
You need to know. Laurel, Jerome, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Jerome, let me ask you, before I let you go, we're all talking draft around here. Any picks that surprised you?
Yes. I thought Blake Bortles to Jacksonville. It was surprising that it was that early, but when you think about the fact that he is a Central Florida product, and that that's going to create a great base of support for Jacksonville, then it made sense. Also, Buffalo Bills going up to get Sammy Watkins. I was impressed at that as well. So there was some movement in that draft that I was really impressed with, and the Steelers getting Truitt in the second round, big defensive end out of Notre Dame. I was really impressed at that as well.
Happy with that, were you? Anybody we should look out for in particular?
I think Sammy Watkins, I think he's a star in the making, but, I hate to say this because obviously I'm a Steeler fan, but Johnny Manziel to Cleveland, I thought that was a great pickup. I think he's going to be really good.
Early predictions for your former team. What's it going to be?
I think they'll get into the playoffs. I think they'll have a good season. I still don't think they're ready to contend for a championship. They're going to have a lot of young players that need to develop. So I'll give them 10-6, get in the playoffs, maybe lose, I believe, in the second round.
There we go. Jerome the Bus Bettis and Laurel Francoeur, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Some very important information that you need to know. Now, if you'd like to read more about the bus, just go to WBOC.com and click on our picture at the top of the page. Well, from an allergen that lives in the sea to one that grows from the ground, peanut allergies are the most common cause of fatal food reaction, but a new experimental treatment may be able to tame this deadly allergy. Doctors have found that by slowly introducing peanut flour into a child's diet, over 80% of them were eventually able to eat 5 peanuts. The treatment is still years away from routine practice, but experts say the study results are exceptionally promising. By the way, parents, don't try this at home. Well, while we're talking food, pollen is vital for it. That's why there's so much concern over the honeybee population dying off. Coming up next, what's been killing our bees at an alarming rate and what can be done to stop it. Plus, what would you do if you found a honeybee colony at your home? Would you even know what to do? Our friends from Angie's List will give us the buzz on bee removal. Delmarva Live, we'll be right back.